Hi, welcome along. I'm going to take you through a very gentle yoga practice here today. And I recommend that you grab yourself a mat if you've got one nearby, or maybe just a towel and place that on the ground beneath you. And you may want to use a couple of little props. So what I've suggested is a hand towel rolled up into a small prop, and maybe a larger bath towel rolled up. And these are going to make props that you may need as we go through the practice. So this is just a really gentle yoga practice. It's really just about connecting in, connecting to your breath and getting your body gently moving. I'm going to focus on the movements of the spine in this practice today. So essentially there's 6 movements of your spine. There's forward flexion, there's back extension, there's side movement right to left, and there's also spinal twist left to right. So let's see if we can focus on the 6 elements of the movements of your spine. So welcome. I just get you to bring your hands into heart prayer position. If you wanted to, you could close your eyes and turn your focus, your awareness into your breath. Just calmly and quietly breathe. Maybe notice the movements and the feel of your breath. Maybe listen to the sound of your breath. And just take one more round of your breath here. On your next inhale, raise your arms up, take a breath in, raise the arms, look up just gently, and with a big sigh, let it go. Try that again. Take a gentle breath in, look up, and a big sigh. One more. Inhale. Then a long breath out. When you feel ready to move your body, come into child's pose. Bring your big toes together. And take your knees just slightly wider than your hips. And extend and reach the arms out in front of you. And allow your forehead to soften onto the mat in front of you. This could be where you wanted to maybe use some support. So you could take one of your props and place that under your forehead for a little bit of support for your head. Alternatively, take the larger towel and place it across the back of your hips. It could go between your hips and your heels, if you find that a little easier to rest your body into. So let's just take a few moments just resting the body into child's pose here. When you bring your body into the child's pose, it's a deeply calming position to place your body into. It calms the nervous system. Forward folds are always about tuning in, about focusing inwards. So when you're in this space, listen into your breath and look into your heart space. And as you're looking in, what do you see? As you're connecting in and feeling into your body, what is it you feel in your body? And very slowly, move the hands over towards the right edge of the mat. So you're going to bring both your arms and maybe your forehead to one side, just towards the right side. The hands could be at the edge of the mat, or maybe just off the edge of the mat. And just pause for a moment. Take a couple of rounds of your breath here. And very slowly and gently Take that to the other side. Shift the arms over to the left edge or just off the left edge of your mat. And again, just rest your body, giving some very gentle movement into the side of your body. And as you come through the center, pause again in the basic position of child's pose, and then bring yourself up onto your hands and your knees. The set position here is straight line from shoulder to wrist, and a straight line from hip to knee, and a little bit of space between your knees, lightly pressing the top of the feet and drawing the shins a little closer to the mat. Take a breath in as you come forward. So this is known as a back bend. As we draw the back of the body slightly closer together, exhale round and lift up underneath. Inhaling to come forwards gently. Exhaling, rounding and drawing up underneath. So breath in. And take a long breath out. Inhaling. And exhaling, rounding, drawing that belly up underneath. 2 more. Breath in. Draw chest, heart forwards, then tuck head under, rounding through the lower back. And final one. Create space into the front of the body, and then create space into the back of your body. And then finding neutral spine position. Let your back just settle. Extend right arm, left leg, arm, opposite leg as we come into a slightly stronger back bend. Finding a point of balance, connecting inwards. A couple of rounds of your breath. Draw your eye gaze forwards and try that gently, slowly to the other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg reaches and extends away. Thumb up, reach that back leg nice and long. And just focus on the stillness and the balance of this pose. Try that one more to each side. Right arm, left leg, extension away. And that back leg doesn't need to be too high. Think of the length of it. And try one more to your other side. Reaching opposite arm to opposite leg, extension, lengthen. Thumb up towards the ceiling, create space between each of the fingers. As we come back to that set position, pause it here. And lift your left hand away from the ground and thread the needle. We're coming into spinal rotation. Drag that arm underneath you. Let your ear or your head rest to roughly the middle of the mat. That might be all that you need here. Take a breath in, draw your body up, and thread the needle to the other side. So just changing sides. Spinal rotation, twisting, rinsing, rotating. Pause. Let your body settle into this pose and then return that arm underneath. Let's try that again. Point of difference. Drag the arm underneath, rotating, twisting through the middle of your body, and then take this arm and extend it and open it up. Reach it up. Create space between the fingers. As you bring the arm down lightly, drag that bottom arm underneath your body. Take your time coming out and into the pose. Change sides. Drag the arm underneath. Thread the needle. Let your shoulder, let your head rest in the middle of the mat, and then extend the top arm, open it up, create space between each of the fingers. And as I return, bringing that arm back to where I started, come back and rest your body back into child's pose, even if it's just for one moment. Have the arms extended in front, or take the arms behind your body. Take what you need in this practice today. This is your practice. And very slowly make your way back up onto your hands and your knees. As you take the right leg and tuck the toes under and extend that back leg long, pressing into the heel, shoulders back, chest open. And then return, try that on the other side. So I'm just getting into your calf muscle here, just extending, reaching that left leg back, pressing back into the heel. And keep the energy nice and long through your spine as you draw the energy out through the top of your head. So try that one more each side. Tuck the toes under. Push back into the heel. Think of length from that back heel all the way through the back leg, all the way through your torso and out the top of your head. A nice long straight line through your body. And one more to the other side. And as you're doing this one, keeping the belly in nice and tight underneath you, so extension, lengthen away. Pausing, keeping the flow of your breath. And then release. So tuck both the toes under this time and hover the knees, maybe just an inch or so away from the ground, lower the knees and untuck the toes. So first I tuck the toes under, pressing back into the center of the heel, hover the knees, draw the lower half of the belly in and out, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Just a couple more. This is designed to fire up the lower half of the belly. Hover, strengthen, lengthen through the spine. Lower the knees down, and we'll try one more. Tuck the toes under, little hover, press back into downward facing dog. Relax that lower jaw, spread the fingers. You could do this with the knees slightly bent to begin with. Feel like you're bringing the two front halves of the body closer together. So soft knees, that might be easier to get the extension and the length through the spine. Let your head hang low. Look back between the knees as though you're looking upside down, and take that view in of your world. As you look at your world for a few moments, everything looks upside down. And then come back to the knees and sit back into child's pose. Take a breath in. Tuck those toes under. Hover the knees. Draw the lower half of the belly in. Pike up the hips. Stretch back to downward facing dog. Relax that lower jaw. Now this time maybe just take a little bit of movement. Walk the dog. Very slowly, very gently, just moving through the foot. So creating movement through your ankle, through your knee and your hip joint. One heel lifts, one heel lowers down. The arms are long and extending, stretching up through your spine, up through your sit bones. And then very slowly, press both heels down, creating length through the back of your thighs. Feeling that stretch all the way down towards your heels. If you were to lift both your heels and take tiny little steps, walk towards the top edge of the mat. Take a breath out, long flowing breath out as you fold forward. So maybe give the head a little bit of a shake here. The knees can be slightly bent, that's okay. Just let the head hang low. And the fingers, take the fingers just outside of your feet. So the fingers and the toes all line up, and it could be the tips of the fingers just on the mat. Could be the whole of the hand. Take a breath in, come up halfway. So you can either keep the hands touching the ground or place your hands about halfway down the shin to come up a little further. So think of length. Again, draw that lower half of the belly in. Exhale, fold forwards. And we'll do two more like that. Breath in. And breath out. One more. Breath in, come up. And take a long breath out. Now take your right leg and lunge that right leg back. Place the knee towards the ground and very slowly open up the front of the body. So you're going to open up, lift the arms up over the head, and then sweep the arms forwards as though you're reaching to that front foot. Shift the weight back through your hips and straighten out that front leg. So go for extension. Maybe feel a gentle hamstring stretch into the back of that front leg. Place that front foot down, come back into a low lunge position, pressing back through that back heel, and then spring forward and lunge that back foot to the top of the mat as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Long breath out. Lunge the left leg back this time. Low lunge. Place that knee towards the ground very slowly. And open up the front of the body. Come up, reach the arms up overhead. Open up the chest, slight back bend, don't give too much. And then bring the arms forwards. Shift the weight back through your hips, straightening out that front leg. And flex that front foot. So you're going for length all the way from your hip down to your heel into that front leg. And just the tips of the fingers resting on the mat. Place that front foot all the way down. Tuck the toes under of that back leg. Press back through that back heel. You've already been here. And then step to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And step back, hands and knees, and come back into child's pose. Just take a couple of rounds of your breath here. And walk your hands back towards your body for Japanese sitting pose. From this position here, just again, come into stillness. So we're bringing your spine into neutral position. If it's not comfortable sitting straight onto the back of your heels, again, this is where you could use your prop. Take your large towel and place that under the back of your hips, between your hips and your heels. So finding what works for you in your body. Hands can rest on the top of your thighs, roll the shoulders down and back, and take a breath. Imagine you're breathing in at the base of your spine. Inhale up through your spine, and exhale down through your spine. Take a breath in, and a long breath out. Maybe just one more round of your breath here. And come up to a kneeling position. And from this position here, just take a moving cat and cow. The arms long beside your body. Raise the arms up, come into a gentle back bend. Keep the top of the feet pressing down into the mat. Bring your arms forwards and rounding your spine. Inhale, come forwards into gentle back bend. Shift the weight back, pushing the weight back over your heels. And then breath, then draw up. So this is a moving cat and cow. Exhale, round. Come forwards with the heart, the chest, little back bend. Now rounding, drawing the weight back over your heels. Breath in, reach up, extend tips of the fingers over the head. Exhale, round, breath in. Start to breathe out as you're rounding the spine, moving back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, rounding. One more, breath in. Exhale, rounding. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, and come all the way back into child's pose. Start to walk your hands back towards your body. Take your time with this. From here, straighten the legs out in front, and you can keep facing the length of your mat. I'll turn this direction so that you can see I've taken the feet just slightly apart. Bring the right leg in towards you. Bring it in nice and close. And it could stay on this side. The key here is to try and keep your sit bones balanced and in alignment. So it could be the foot stays on this side, but if you wanted to, lift it up and over. But make sure the sit bone still remains on the mat. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Sweep the arm around, whether the hand rests on the ground behind you or wraps around your waistline. Come into very gentle spinal rotation here. And I'm shifting my eye gaze subtly down, still drawing up through the midline of the body, through the center of the body. Energy out the top of the head and keeping those sit bones balanced, but at the same time focusing on the awareness of that front straight leg and drawing that front leg in nice and close to my heart, towards my chest. Come through the center, release that top leg, slide the legs out in front, and soft knees if you wanted to, and you could place your rolled up towel and place that under the back of the knees and just fold forwards, coming into deep forward fold. It's a very calming pose to place the body into. Relax that lower jaw. Tune inwards. Slowing down. Calming your nervous system. Whenever we fold the body forwards, when we come into deep forward fold, it helps to slow down the energy of the body. It soothes and calms the nervous system. Take one more round of your breath here. And walk your hands back towards your body. And remove that prop. We change to the other side. We bring the other leg in. Bring that leg in towards your body. And from here, keep going, showing you side view. Take that leg up and over, but keep the weight down through the sit bone. So as the leg comes across, hug opposite arm to opposite leg and sweep your other arm behind you. Remember, the hand could reach just behind you and you could drop the shoulder away from your ear and look back just gently towards the back edge of the mat. Looking behind you, coming into spinal twist. The twists are good for detoxing the body. They help to create energy flow in the body. And good for lower back, releasing any tension sitting around that lower back as we gently come into spinal twist. Keep relaxing that lower jaw. Twisting, rinsing, rotating. As I unfold and come back out of that pose, walk both your feet back towards your body. So we're going to very slowly roll the body back to the mat, and take your time with this. Hands on the back of your thighs, C-curve the spine, roll yourself back to the mat. Take your time with this, there's no need to rush. When you get down here, just slide the legs away, just to let the body settle into this pose. Before you walk your feet back towards your body and set yourself up for the bridge pose. So coming into the slightly stronger back bend, feet flat, spread the toes. Bring the arms in, palms pressing down, shoulders roll back. Start to lift the hips, and we're going to draw up through the midline of the body, and you can bring your arms underneath you and start to lace your fingers together. Send your hips up. Keep the thighs active. Feel like the inner thighs draw towards each other. Keep pressing down through the center of the heel, but also feel the energy moving into the outer edges of your feet. Lift up through the midline. Open the heart. Relax lower jaw. The arms are active beneath you. Maybe close your eyes. As you release that connection of your hands, massage the spine down. Take your time as you come out of it. Slowly release. And then bring the knees towards the chest. Hug knees to body. Just do a little movement from side to side. Try not to give too much. As I slide the legs away, take both of your legs towards the right edge of the mat. So you're going to bring both of your legs right over to one side. Keep your hips, keep your pelvis still. Bring both of your shoulders. I want you to shift your head and your shoulders to the right side as well. So you've almost come into a shape of a banana. One side long and one side short. You can choose to leave your arms beside your body or circle your arms behind you. And this is again where you could use your props. If you wanted to, you could rest your wrists onto the rolled up towel. And let's just rest the body here. Working into the sides of the body, lengthening down through the outer side of your spine, down to the outer thigh. Just take a couple of rounds of your breath here. And as you bring your arms back beside your body, bring the head, the shoulders back to the center first, followed by the legs. Take a moment to pause in the middle before shifting the legs over to the other side. So again, take your time. The feet could go just to the left edge of your mat, maybe off the edge of the mat. And now again, keep the hips, the pelvis still. Try not to move the middle of your body and move your head and your shoulders until you create that beautiful banana shape on the other side. And again, if you wanted to use your props, bring your big rolled up towel and place your hands to rest, so long as the wrists are supported. Focus inwards now. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowly release your arms beside your body. Bring your head and your shoulders back to the center. Bring your legs back to center. And let's just rest the body here into Shavasana. Slide the feet just slightly to the edges of the mat. Let your feet turn out. Rotate your palms towards the ceiling. Relax lower jaw. Take a long breath out. Soften. Settle. Just connect to the stillness and silence of being in this moment and in this space. And then whenever you feel ready to move, just move your fingers, move your toes. Maybe walk your feet back towards your body so that you can roll over into what we call the fetal position. Take a few moments just to settle here. And gently bring your body up. Find a position for your body to rest into. That could be sitting cross-legged. It could be sitting, again, you could use your rolled up towel. You could sit on that, especially if you feel any tightness around your hips or your lower back. Support your body as best you can. And let's just bring this practice to an end. So we're going to finish this practice like we started here today. Raise your hands towards heart center, bringing your hands towards the center of the heart. And just come to the awareness of your breath as it is right now, without changing your breathing pattern, without breathing any deeper or any slower. Just observe where you're at. And as I raise my hands towards the center of the forehead, let's bring this practice to an end here today. As I bow my head to the earth, I say to you, Namaste. Thank you.